Tomb Raider is an action-adventure video game developed by Crystal Dynamics and published by Square Enix. If you never heard of Tomb Raider, this is a series of games that started way back in '96, and we even got a few movies after it. But this is not here nor there, the game at hand being a reimagination of the series, me being a big fan of Angelina Jolie. Oh yeah. I mean, Lara Croft.
That was embarrassing.
I couldn't help it but feel a little tingle feeling of hell yeah, a new Tomb Raider game with a very different team and take behind the wheel of creation. As is the custom with my videos in which I present a game, I will be doing my absolute best to avoid spoilers, so viewers be aware, there are a few spoilers ahead. With that being said, let's see if Crystal Dynamics did a great job with the reboot, or did they screw up royally? Spoilers alert! Nah, they didn't. The game is cool. The story starts with us embarking on a journey aboard a ship. Get it? Embark, journey, you know, because we're on a ship. No? Nobody? Okay, sorry, I'll see myself out. After a really nice cutscene and a motivational epic speech, we are caught in a storm and our crew gets shipwrecked on an unknown, probably uncharted island. After meeting the friendly locals and a few moans later, we are coming to our senses, finding ourselves in a really bad spot. After swinging around the place, we're having a fated encounter with that hurt. Barely getting up, we make our way forward. A puzzle later, and after a few rocks fall down on us, we're almost out of there. I just wanted to point out how good the camera work is on this portion of the gameplay. It's really nice and immersive. It may not be the most realistic way of showing fire dispersing on a ceiling, but it sure as hell looks nice and immersive. And on this part they did an incredible job of showing distress, fear and desperation to get out alive and live another day. I really felt the tension in the character and the fear that she might not survive the encounter, and when we are out of danger, you can see and feel the relief of getting the hell out of there. I really liked how well they depicted this moment. When it's all over, when the adrenaline leaves your body and relaxation, exhaustion takes over your mind, the developers doing an incredible job at making Lara feel human. So yeah, this is the beginning of the story. A story about adventure, action, discovery, self-discovery, about lost civilization and sometimes actually a trip through time. Not physically speaking, but through the items that we find like vases, coins, idols, even toys. While the overarching plot is about the lost civilization of Yamantau and escaping the bad situation the crew found themselves in, there is also a story about the coming of age of Lara Croft, the way she got molded into the badass we know she is. Let's take this scene for an example. I think it's a really powerful moment in the evolution of Lara's character. She is visibly distressed as she had to kill the deer for survival. It betrays her empathy and compassion for other living beings, but at the same time she understands that she needs to do this in order to survive. Another defining moment is this one, where she gets caught and has to kill a human being. though he deserved what was coming to him, she was still feeling awful for doing it and panicking at the realization of what she did. Besides this moment, I think there are two even more crucial moments in the development of Lara. First being this.
I'm really glad you moved.
You and me both, girl.
One moment they were fine, the next, there was this storm. It came out of nowhere.
It's not your fault, Lara.
I called them here, Roth.
Hey, we'll find another way.
Mayday, mayday. This is co-pilot Jessica Bear.
Another pilot.
177A.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, badly hurt when I landed and needed urgent aid. Is anyone there?
Captain Jessup, do you read?
I've deployed a smoke signal. Please
Damn it, he can't hear me. I have to get to him.
No.
His signal's just over there.
We've got our own people to worry about. We'll need to regroup as soon as they find Sam.
I can't just leave him out there alone. I need to get to him.
Sometimes you've got to make sacrifices, Lara. You can't save everyone.
I know about sacrifices.
No, you know about loss. Sacrifice is a choice you make. Loss is a choice made for you.
I can't choose to let him die, Roth.
At this moment, Lara is uncertain of herself, facing doubt and fear that she cannot do what needs to be done in order to survive. But we have Ruth, a mentor and a father figure to Lara, and a person that cares dearly about her. He is doing his best to guide and teach her and trying to scar her with the feeling of confidence. You can see here that she is still naive and trying her best to save everyone, even in the face of logic and impossible odds. Spoilers alert! This is one huge spoiler, so if you want to play the game, go do that, and come back after you did that. Don't worry, I'll still be here. Later in the game we face the meaning of sacrifice again, just that the roles are reversed and the choice is not in her hands anymore.
I can't do this without you.
I'm sorry, Lara. I'm sorry. You can do this. LARA CROFT.
This moment is crucial in her development. It's the moment where the reality of the situation hits her hard. It's a moment of coming of age, of realization that what is happening is very real and very dangerous, and the moment in which she knows for sure that she will freaking pay back those bastards that did this. This adventure starts with a naive and innocent girl, and ends up with a hardened survivor that will follow in the footsteps of her father to uncover the mysteries of the world. I won't lie, the story is not always good, and it has moments of a B-rated movie, with a lot of walking tropes and character stereotypes, like the nerdy guy with glasses that never gets the girls. But does this mean it's bad? Nope, not at all, despite having many moments that made me go like, what? Really? That was dumb. I actually enjoyed the story for what it was, and in my humble opinion, they did a great job with the character development. And here we are again. Gameplay. The part that in my humble opinion is very important. The part that lets us distinguish if a game is fun to play or not. And Tomb Raider is full of fun, adrenaline-inducing moments, really fun fights, unbelievable sections of platforming, and I mean that literally. It's hard to believe if what you are seeing and experiencing on the screen is real or possible. This game being categorized as an action game, well, we have a lot of action going on. Basically, the game is a third-person shooter that incorporates stealth mechanics and cover mechanics. The portions where you have to resolve matters with the usage of violence, I mean this, or this, are fun and you actually have the choice. Not always. If you want to go guns blazing like I usually do, or sneaky where you use the silenced weapons to take the baddies out one by one. The shooting mechanics feel good, fluid and fun. You can be more passive and stay behind cover, or be aggressive and put pressure while on the move. It's all your choice, how you want to dispose of the inconveniences that you come across. To help you in this endeavor, as you run around the island, you find different weapons like the pistol, shotgun, rifle, and my personal favorite, the bow.
Hey, woman, don't shoot. Let's be friends. No good. Take her out. Let's move out.
The good part about this is that you can actually upgrade them and mod them to your liking. You can add silencer, improve damage, control, speed, and even find parts to make them better, like upgrading the bow from a string and wood to a composite bow. The game offering a very good progression curve and giving you lots of stuff to look forward to. Another form of progression is the personal one. Lara being able to gain experience, the game having lots of RPG elements in it. With experience comes the possibility to unlock different abilities and perks. My personal advice is to first unlock the perks that give you more loot when finding caches. This will help you on the long run to upgrade your gear. The game complements its action parts with platforming sections, and what sections these are! They are full of intense moments, jumping from heights, barely grabbing ledges, climbing rock faces, losing the floor underneath you, making planes fall down, going in some water slide, explosions, hugging rope, and so on and so on. This part was so much fun, just talking about it makes me want to go back and replay the game. Just look at this! One of the coolest moments I experienced in gaming. Is it realistic? No, not at all. But you know what? I didn't care, because it was so much fun. One thing that stood out for me is how well they incorporated the feeling of climate, like wind or cold. This moment in which Lara shivers from cold, you know, it's cold without being told it is. Or this moment in which the wind is strong and impedes progression. They made it so real with the animation that you can actually feel the wind impeding her progression forward. It's quite impressive actually. They did a really good job of building scenes and making the players feel emotions, like this wolf scene. I genuinely felt uncomfortable and scared that I might be attacked by wolves. Sadly to say, in my journey I encountered bugs. They didn't stop my rampage of passing forward, but they were still noticeable, like this one. I always wanted to meet the dark a bit, or take a selfie with a friend. And let's not forget Trouble at the Bridge. All in all, the game is fantastic fun, offering a lot of cool places to explore, enemies to defeat, really excellent segments of action and platforming. There is not much to talk about here. The characters are actually very generic and full of stereotypes. Like I mentioned earlier, the nerdy guy that wants to be cool but he's not. The big bulky dude that looks dangerous but actually has a soft heart and a calm demeanor. The know-it-all that of course will end up tragically, being the sacrificial pawn for the satisfaction of the player. Or the angry woman that is angry and throws blame all over the place, cause of course she does. They all feel like they are here to empower Lara, to showcase how much better, capable and smarter she is. Most of them look like idiots that are not capable of doing nothing without the help of Lara. I don't know if this is what they were going for, but this is what they achieved. They tried to offer depth to the characters by spreading journals across the island to learn more about them, understanding their motivations and personal life, but the writing is not amazing. It's passable, not the worst offer out there, but not close to being good either. For the most part, the characters are very predictable. I already knew what was going to happen to them before happening. To give you an example, Alex, the nerdy guy, decided to go on a solo mission to recover some tools. When I heard that, I was like, he's in trouble, isn't he? He tried to be a hero to probably impress Lara, got himself in a lot of trouble, and I will have to go and retrieve him and the tools. And what do you know? That's exactly what happened. To sum it up, the characters are not that great. They are generic and boring. There are of course exceptions like the rot scenes which are cool, but for the most part they only serve to empower Lara and how much more cooler, smarter and badass she is. For the most part, the sound is quite good. The soundtrack is cool. Guns sound like guns. The bow, when you pull the string, sounds like a bow. The arrows flying all over the place sound like arrows flying all over the place. And explosions sound like explosions. There were a few moments where the sound was actually bad, like this part on the beach. The background noise is really annoying and doesn't add anything to this segment of gameplay, except annoyance. The music is good, and they fit the portions they are played on. Calm is when it's calm, aggressive when there is action going on, dramatic when drama is going on. Overall, doing a good job of pairing the moment with the music. Like I said earlier, the sound for the most part is good. Nothing exceptionally good, nor bad, but simply doing its job for creating the illusion of a real gunshot, wind, water, rusty metal, etc. Well, the graphics are actually quite impressive, even to this day. I only hope my PC did it justice. They have gone for a more realistic approach to how the game is presented to us. They tried to mimic the look of the real world as best they could, and in my opinion, they did a great job at it. Sure, there are textures that could look better, or water looking nicer, but for the most part the graphics are pretty amazing. This is a game that launched in 2013 and holds up to this day. The only complaint that I could have here is that the requirements are a little bit high, and even now can put some PCs to its knees. This is an incredible game, pure fun. There are so many moments that were full of excitement and granted me feelings of satisfaction. There were multiple times that the game made me go, hell yeah! Woo! That was so cool! Sure, the story is not amazing. It's still decent, it has bugs here and there, nothing groundbreaking. But they did such a great job with the fun department that all the issues that I had took a back seat and never bothered my experience with the game. I wholeheartedly recommend the game. It's a blast to play, in more ways than one, and if you didn't play it already, you should, and for the price tags that you can find it at the moment, it's a steal.